I'm the Therapeutic author, and I'm here with a guest that I know personally. This interview is very important to me because this guest has been on a journey of transformation, and he is what I would say society would have ruled a write-off. My brother, Ryeece. Bro, I know you've been on a deep journey and a transformation of weight loss, and also so many other things that you've been through in your journey. And that's why I thought it was important for us to build on certain things that you've been through. I see what you're doing on your page, and highly motivational, my brother, highly motivational. Bro, tell me a little bit about yourself, bro. We'll tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah, thank you for that introduction.
No problem, my brother.
That's appreciated. Well, my name's Ryeece Wright. And I can't even say like an area where I grew up. I'm Croydon based, but do you know what I mean? I went to 9 schools.
So what sparked your decision, bro, to start your weight loss journey so seriously?
Right, so the weight loss journey, that came down to a lot of mental. Do you know what I mean? Getting into the gym, filling my time.
Okay.
I put on a lot of weight and I found I comfort eat a lot.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That's still one of my things. I comfort eat a lot. So when I was going through a bad depression stage, I put on a lot of weight.
Okay.
And a time filler was something to do. I was not working, no college. Like there was no one really around me at this time of my life.
Okay.
So it was something to do. Do you know what I mean? Coming out of COVID, and I went into the gym, and through meeting people in the gym, there was a personal trainer in the gym that I got on with. There was just a little bit of community. Like even just somebody remembering my name when I went back the next time. All of that stuff, I believe, was at the spark of it.
Okay, so there was a goal to break the groove of comfort eating. Also, I'm hearing that the social element of being in the gym was something that aided to keeping you motivated and keeping you going as well.
Most definitely. Because I'm someone that I thrive off human contact.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So when I wake up in the mornings, if I go a long while without human contact, it throws me off a little bit. Because I could come out my house now and someone could say hello and I could So when I might stumble my words.
Okay.
So going back now, during these times, there was not a lot of human contact, do you know what I mean? So when I was going into the gym and you're seeing other people, and you might even see an odd celebrity in there, do you know what I mean? You're seeing people that you might watch on a YouTube, and just the community of it and feeling a bit part of, that was definitely,
So we're going to touch a little bit more on this later, but so it was like a tool for you, not only for just on the physical element, but for your mental health, basically, and well-being.
1,000,000%. I was never somebody that, my whole life, I never had one hobby. Do you know what I mean? So going to the gym, that's like a hobby. To some people, it's not, it's just to keep fit. But to me, that's like playing football, how it would feel for someone. That's how I could imagine it. Like when I'm going to the gym and training, it feels like I'm going to play a football match or I'm going to play a basketball match. Like that's my thing.
So you found your thing?
Yeah.
All right, so a question. What's one of the most common things about the weight loss journey that people should stop believing?
A lot of supplements that are out there, facades.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of gym influencers that are pushing, because they get sponsored, they start pushing all of these supplements onto everyone for weight loss. Generally speaking, it can help you to a percentage, but that's not gonna help you lose 10 stone of fat. Do you know what I mean? And so and that's on my journey. So now going into just weight loss in general, it's all of these weight loss facades. Do you know what I mean? There's so many weight loss strategies, and I'd say 80% of them rubbish.
Bro, you spoke earlier a little bit about being at 9 different schools, bro. Talk to me a little bit about your school journey, bro.
Started school, was not too far from here actually, in Norbury. And then because of my home life now, I never got kicked out of all of these schools. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people just naturally think he was a naughty kid, got kicked out. No, it was out of my control. Do you know what I mean? I lived with different family members. My parents were moving from A to B. So because I got so used to moving schools and stuff, now I am actually getting kicked out of schools. Do you know what I mean? And it just became a place where school was never, like, it felt safe, and that's the only element that I liked about school, especially at the younger ages.
Okay, so school felt safe, but then there was still a lack of stability as to why things started, the pattern of being kicked out and these things started coming into play.
Yeah, so I picked up smoking weed and doing all of bad activities from primary school.
Okay.
Yeah, because who I used to hang around with, my group of, I would say friends, but they weren't my friends. Reminiscing, they were babysitters. My mum paid them for me to stay with them. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So more babysitters. And they were all older, so I was doing everything they was doing. Because I was a bit big, I looked like their age, I could do everything they was doing. So I picked up a lot of these bad habits. So when I went to secondary school, I'd already been with people that are in like year 9, they've already been getting kicked out of secondary school. And that's my close friends. So once I've gone into secondary school now, automatically I felt like I was ahead of time, but in the wrong direction.
Okay.
I was ahead of time, but in the wrong direction.
Okay. If that's how things were from secondary school, how was the transition from secondary school into the real life?
Right, so secondary school, because I'm just going to go back a little bit.
Yeah,
I
no
got
problem.
kicked out of secondary school. I went to a pupil referral unit, and then I got kicked out of that pupil referral unit, and I went to another one. Right, the one I went to is just for year 11s. So you don't mix with, and the idea of it is you start at 9:30 and you leave at 2:30. So you travel to school when all of the other school kids are already in school, and then you leave school and hopefully get home before all of the other school kids are home. Now, that's isolation. Do you know what I mean? For your age, you're not mixing with nobody.
Yeah.
So when I was at this space, and we never had a playground, so we'd go outside just to your playground was on a high street, yeah? So you just go outside, and when you leave that place, it's genuinely like you've gone on break, and that's it, you're not coming back. So you ain't got a playground. So when you go on break, you're on the high street. On your last day, you go out, you're on the high street, and you're not going back now. So the support that was in place for me was in the minus. I don't even have a memory of someone saying to me, do you want to go college?
Okay.
Like, are you thinking about going college, Ryeece? Or any of these conversations, no one had with me. So when I left, everyone went college and stuff. That was it.
All right, so that's been a journey. So what would you say advice for your younger self or for others struggling to find their path from school, looking back?
So looking back, I believe that a lot of it will come down to teaching. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it is the teachers in the community from the colleges. They should be getting into these places and making sure there's a plan in place for these kids not to fail. Do you know what I mean? So at least, I'm not to say that's going to prevent it, but if they do, that was off their doing, at least they had somewhere they could go.
Yeah.
But looking back, what would I tell myself? Just to trust the process and don't rely on other people to do it for you. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're at that 16, 17 age, you're an adult, but you still feel like teachers should help you. Do you know what I mean? How comes I'm not going to college? Maybe I felt that somebody should have helped me doing it. And because they haven't offered that help, it's just not going to get done. When maybe if I had a little bit more in the bank at the time, maybe I could have looked into it myself.
It's like a paradox, and the fact that you can only rely and concentrate on yourself is one truth we can live by.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we all need somebody. So when you said really don't rely on others to do the work for you,
Yeah.
there's a certain element of growth where you have to find it yourself. And there may be people that come into your life to really assist you in ways, but you have to have the eyes, the ears, to basically be able to see these opportunities arise.
Yeah.
Mental health. Talk to me about mental health and your perception and your journey with mental health.
It's a big one. I've had a journey of mental health. I've died 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I've died 6 times. I've had 5 overdoses.
Wow.
And I've died once when I had a car crash just over 2 years ago. And I was in a coma. Don't know if I can class it as, I died 6 times. That's how I see it, do you know what I mean? I got brought back. And yeah, that's got me a bit hot talking about that. Yeah, so mental health. Do you know what? For so long, it felt like a lonely journey. For so long, it felt like a lonely journey. Like it was just not being understood by myself, and that was giving it. So now, because it's not being understood by myself, I can't explain it. And other people, it felt like, Because you see, mental health, it's weird, yeah? You can have it, you could be under the weather so bad. And because like I wear a smile and I don't like to seem like I'm putting my stuff onto people. I'm not put like, because I knew what I was carrying, it's a lot. And when you're carrying so much and you're looking at who's around you and you're thinking, I don't want to give you this weight. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to give you this weight. Like kept getting heavier, bro. So like mental health for me, now, that will correlate back with the gym. Do you know what I mean? Because that's been my escape out of it. That's been somewhere where I can channel it. Do you know what I mean? But I can talk back to different stages of where my mental health has fluctuated. And
But before you even go through the stages, talk to me a little bit about that process of what you went through when you actually died and came back to life, bro. Okay.
it's gonna come in, it'll wrap in a bit with, because I'm a father, I've got a child, he's 3 years old.
Okay.
And no one's called it this, I've not sat with nobody and it's been labeled as this with doctors, but it was like a mental health break in my life, because it went on for 2 months.
Okay.
2 months of just spiraling out of control. At the start of it, I was sober. So I was 2 years sober. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't doing no mind-altering substances. I was just trying to train, and that was like the only vent I had in life, yeah? And I was driving home. I just got my place. My partner at the time had moved in, got my little man there. My first ever home. That was in my name.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I've never even witnessed that before.
Yeah.
And it was far from where all my family are.
Okay.
And there was a night, bro, and I got home, I drove home from work, and I was sitting outside in my car, and I just started crying. I felt like I had no one, bro. Like I felt like all the men that I was speaking to at the time, do you know what I mean? I felt like I couldn't contact them. I never felt comfortable enough. And this is the mental health. This is what I'm talking about, because I could have phoned them. I could have phoned you. I could have phoned other people. Do you know what I mean? I have a few people there and didn't phone no one. And I just felt like everything I was experiencing with bills, do you know what I mean? Council tax. I had never had bills. I never seen these things. If I phoned my mum, she'll say, don't worry about it, son. Do you know what I mean? I never pay council tax or something. Or she'll say something like that. And this ain't the advices that I needed at this time. I was busted, bro. Didn't know who to turn to or what to do. And that's how it started. And then next thing, get prescripted something from your doctors, changed the way I felt. And then it was back to the addiction correlates with it for me. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So do you mind me asking what the addiction was itself?
Opiates.
Okay.
Opiates. So Xanax, lean. These are like, I'm just going to say the words that will be familiar to the other people. Do you know what I mean? So we've got Xanax, lean, all types of diazepams and stuff like that.
Okay,
Doctors'
so
prescription
prescribed drugs. So you spoke about not being able to express yourself, and even though it felt like there may have been people there that you could have reached out to, that you felt like almost in a world by yourself, and so much weight on you.
Yeah.
And
So, just sorry to cut you. I had so much shame. So much shame. Because at the end of the day, all it felt like I was doing was normality. Do you know what I mean? Finished work, going home, got family at home. It's like, to the normal world, this is normal things. But where I was coming from, this was the opposite to normality. It wasn't normality. It was strange to me.
what you're doing right now, bro, and I know it's been a process and a journey, it's powerful. The fact that you can analyze, look at yourself and say, it was shame I was dealing with. That is a massive thing, bro. And that shame can connect to so many other different things, because that shame will make you feel like you can't express yourself to others. And it's like, when you're telling me, I can hear a voice whispering like, nah. So it's just forcing you to deal with everything alone.
Yeah.
So what you have to remember is, over all the years and different experiences you've been through, bro, things have been piling. And there's been nowhere to release how you've been feeling, bro. Addiction comes in. When you're addicted, you're not seeing things clearly. And then again, shame kicks in. You've got a child. So many different elements, bro. So the fact that you're speaking about it right now, bro, it's powerful, bro. Powerful.
That night, bro, I'd been trying to get help. Do you know what I mean? And when I say trying to get help, it feels weird talking about this because this ain't the stigma that comes with people like me. When people that will know me, they wouldn't even know this part of me.
But when you say people like you, what do you mean?
So people that come from being kicked out of schools, do you know what I mean? My skin color, the way my hair is, the way I talk and walk, do you know what I mean? Like me.
Okay.
That's literally what I mean. And I was trying to get help, yeah? So I'd been Mayday Hospital, CGLs, these are like drug service places. Anywhere, if I went to a hospital and they said, go here for help, I'd go there and I'd try and get it. I'd stay there, do you know what I mean? I'd do whatever, and I wasn't getting help, bro. And I used to think that the only exit I had was either to die or to get help. So if the help's gone, do you know what I mean? I'm lost now. I've just been discharged from hospital. I've gone back home. I'm sitting on my sofa. No one's there because I've pushed everyone away from me now. Do you know what I mean? I've pushed everyone away. So there's no family there now. It's back. It's me. I'm by myself. And as I'm sitting there, and I just knew this was the night. I just felt it because I tried to kill myself a lot of times before this, and never have I done something that I felt like reaching out, because I always hear people like, oh, they made a phone call, and like from someone that's been in it. That up till this time, that was never my experience. Whenever I tried to like kill myself, I just go for it. But this time I felt like it was real. Do you know what I mean? It felt real because it felt like I had clarity around it when I was doing it.
Okay.
And I picked up my phone and went to phone my brother, and he answered, and I just started crying and hung up. Yeah, and I'm sitting on my sofa. Now my house is here. I got a garden, a fence, and my car was on the other side. Yeah. Well, from that sofa till today, and this was over 2 years ago, that's where I was sitting, yeah? I've woke up, so I was in a coma for 16 hours. I've woke up to a letter on my arm saying, it was a sticker, and it said, love you, son. Thinking, love you, son. Do you know what I mean? That's my mum's writing as well. How long have I been here for? That's the first thing. Do you know what I mean? 16 hours, how? Car crash. Do you know what I mean? So I picked up the phone, going back now. I've told my brother I'm gonna crash my car, kill myself. Do you know what I mean? Bro, obviously I don't think he would believe that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's a hard thing to even want to. We don't know how to deal with stuff like that, even if someone's telling us or whether we're the one telling. So, yeah, I've left and that's what I've done. I can't remember it. Do you know what I mean? Apparently I got airlifted to the hospital. I've woke up now and yeah, bro, I saw the sticker. My mum had gone on holiday, and I'm not saying this to like draw out or nothing. I just feel like I come from a place where we don't know how to deal with this stuff. Do you know what I mean? My mum don't know how to deal with seeing her son trying to kill herself, trying to kill himself. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. It must be real hard. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so she had gone on holiday whilst I was in the coma. She had a flight booked, so she had went. So as I've come out, I felt back to having no one. Do you know what I mean? Trying to get help. Now, as I've come out the coma, the hospital's telling me they're gonna discharge me. I'm telling them, I don't wanna go home. Bro, I took an overdose in that hospital and died again the same day. The same day, bro. And they discharged me 2 days later. And that was the last part of my story with going through the dying and the mental health and the asking for help through them services.
Bro, it's an understatement to say that's a story and a journey, bro. If you could summarize, bro, what you would say, not only to somebody that was feeling like that, or is feeling like that, but to yourself at that time, what would you say? It could be a one word, it could be a sentence. What would you say, bro?
Just love yourself a little bit more. Don't have to be 1,000,000%. Just a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like, love yourself. Because I'm someone, I love people, bro. If I'm in a train station, I'm helping the people with their bags. As a kid, the neighbors on my estate will tell me, you got so much manners and you're so nice and respectful. And I'm not to say I was like that all the time, but I'm saying in the right areas, I had it. But I just never had it for myself in this time. Do you know what I mean? So in this time, I'd smile at people, I'd help, I'd give my last. But then I'm going home and doing stuff like that. trying to kill myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I just loved myself a little bit more in that time, maybe that could have been enough. Do you know what I mean?
The love for yourself has brought you to this stage where we're sitting down reasoning. And we used to live on the same estate, yeah? And I used to see you as a child boy. And to be honest, I used to see you out there a lot of the time by yourself, young. Fatherhood, bro. You mentioned fatherhood. What are your thoughts on fatherhood? And talk to me a little bit about fatherhood and how that's made you change.
So, fatherhood. I'll just touch a bit on my relationship with my father.
No problem.
Now, that's a relationship that is built of just what I believe to be just unconditional love. Because he ain't been there for me, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not dissing him. That's just the path that he went off through prison, and he's ended up spending, out of my whole life, he's only had 2 full years consecutively out of prison. Yeah? But I love him still. That's my dad. He's done so much stuff that other people, I've speak to so many men and they don't speak to their dad. And I think, rah. And my dad's never been there, but it's my dad, you get me? So I love him. Now, when it comes to me being a father around my child, I struggle because I ain't seen no one be a dad. I never had a dad. I haven't been around no other men my age or a bit older actively with their kids. Like, I'm not to say no one around me's been with their kids. I've not been with them whilst they've been with them, so I haven't witnessed it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I haven't witnessed it, so...
So in essence, you didn't have a blueprint to be a dad?
No blueprint.
Okay.
So every challenge, so whether it's a challenge with my child's mum, whether it's a challenge with housing, trying to get an extra bedroom for my son, do you know what I mean? Whatever challenge I face, like with trying to speak to him, trying to discipline him a little bit, I've not witnessed it. I've not witnessed it. Whether it's to show him a bit extra love, I've not witnessed it, bro.
So how, I know you're a great father for what I've seen, so how have you managed to implement being such a great father?
Thank you, firstly. And
Take your time,
yeah. Through being a great dad, because my son, he means the world to me, bro. And I feel like it's something that you shouldn't think about too much. So when I'm there and I'm present with my son, like I've got, as long as I'm not sitting on my phone, yeah, as long as he's got my attention, I'm being the best dad because I'm a good person and I believe that about myself. So you see, if I'm sitting with my son and I'm being me, I'm being a real good dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's the best way I could probably put it.
So being present and unconditional love.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna share a little bit about my journey, fatherhood.
Yeah.
Because I always had a blueprint of what a great father was. Because my father was predominantly there throughout my whole life, and he was a great blueprint for myself in how to be a father.
Yeah.
But as you said, many people don't see their children. Can be for reasons where fathers just don't pay attention or don't step up to the plate. In my case, it's the total opposite. Yet, it's been many years since, it's been a struggle for me to build and connect with my son. Sharing my journey with people, I hear so much people going through that. And for fathers out there that are going through that, I'll say this, because I'm still going through that. And I love my son. Everything I do is for my son, yeah? And my son's in my mind every single day. I will say, concentrate on building and working on yourself, yeah? It's too much weight to hold on to the past and the negativity of what's going on between you and your child's mum. And if you use the time to work on yourself, that can only be an investment to your child, yeah? Because you're working on yourself. In therapy, they say, remain curious, so don't assume that you know what somebody's thinking or what somebody's going through. So remain curious, yeah? Discover yourself, keep an eye on yourself, but remain curious of what's going on in others' lives and in your children's life, yeah? Counseling and psychotherapy, seeing as I'm talking about it. Many people feel like counseling isn't for them. They'll say, well, I've got elders or people that I can go to talk to. For some reason, they don't take the step to seek therapy. Before I ask my question, I'll say this. Myself, I've had people that I can seek counsel, yeah? In ancient days, they always talk about seeking counsel, and I've had, whether it's my godmother, whether it's my coach, whether it's older people, even people around my age that I can always go and seek counsel to. And it's, to be honest, it's helped me with my growth, yeah? And a part of being a psychotherapist, you have to do therapy to be a qualified psychotherapist. I didn't seek therapy until I studied to be a psychotherapist. And that led me, because I was on the journey of self-discovery, it helped. But since I have been seeing a therapist, I've also seen how much it helps.
Yeah.
Because you're able to communicate with somebody that doesn't necessarily know you, and there's no judgment coming back. Also, I'm seeing the impact that one-to-one therapy is having on the children in the schools as well. So my question to you is, what is your thoughts on psychotherapy or therapy, and have you ever thought about doing it?
Yeah. Listen, I'm an advocate for it.
Okay.
Just like yourself. I really believe in therapy. Do you know what I mean? I really believe in having someone you can talk to. However, you was talking about seeking counsel, and that was a big, prior, I'd never had that. Do you know what I mean? Until people like you came into my life, bro. Like, I met you, I'm just gonna say this, I met Ryan when I was, I think about 9 years old. Do you know what I mean? And since that, you've been somebody in my life that I can talk to, and you just don't judge me, bro. And you used to tell me when I was young, like, there was one bit of advice is, don't think that you're gonna be, don't think in your head, oh, when I'm at this age, I'm gonna have this. Just practice today, do you know what I mean? And work towards it. And that's the advice I give myself now. But saying that is that I wasn't getting advice like that from no one else until I went into therapy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now, it's a challenge. Trying to find a counsellor is a challenge. Trying to find somebody. I went through 4 different ones until I got to big up Lee, yeah? Because he was my counsellor for about two years, weekly. Didn't skip a session. Do you know what I mean? I started using counselling just to navigate through my day. Like, so if I had a big weekend coming up, I'd have to do a counselling session. Just so I know that I'm walking into this weekend, I'm gonna keep myself safe. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna show up for my family. Yeah, so counselling used to help me stay in line with that. Now, with counselling, yeah, the biggest main thing that I liked it for, because some people can seek counsel, they feel comfortable to speak to people. Now, I was struggling within my family. Christmas dinners and that, there was times in my life where I felt uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? And if I want to speak about people that I'm closest to, I don't want to speak to somebody random about it. Do you know what I mean? So I want to speak to someone who knows what they're talking about. So it's going to be a counsellor. And I didn't know that at the time. That's why I enjoyed it so much. But looking back on reflection is that having someone I can talk to about problems with my girl, problems like as trying to be a father, don't know if I'm doing too much, especially around the times when they're a newborn, and you don't know because they're feeding off the mum, you don't know if you're doing too much, doing too less. It's all a bit confusing, and through this, counselling is what helped me, 1,000,000%.
Bro, you've been on a journey, and I want you to appreciate and understand, from my perspective, how far you've come to be where you are now, bro. You've only shared a portion in a small time of what you've been through, but that in itself is heavy, yeah? you're motivating people to not only train and be the best that they can physically, but your story and what you've shared motivates people to seek help mentally. Bro, sky's the limit, and I can't wait to see how far you take it. Tell me, in closing, my brother, what your aspirations and what your plans are for the future.
So currently, I'm doing a personal training course. Now, I wanted to become a personal trainer from when I first stepped in the gym.
Okay.
The reason I didn't is because a lot of personal trainers become personal trainers because they look like personal trainers. They've got a good body, they look like, oh, everyone wants that. No, I'm on a road to help people, bro. I'm on a road to really support people in their mental health, in losing fat, building muscle. And if I ever work with someone and they're not even helping themselves, I'll tell them take a break. I don't even want someone's money if they're not gonna help themselves, bro. This is a two-way thing. So currently I'm studying the personal training, doing a bit of content online, TikTok, Instagram. It's me, Ryeece Wright, no spaces. And that's the main thing that I'm doing. And I do it because I enjoy it. So I can go home and I can record my gym session and I can edit it and teach myself to edit it because I enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? It's an actual hobby. And I'm just enjoying and trusting the process at the minute and learning, bro. Learning, reading.
Yeah. It's a constant journey, bro. It's a constant learning, bro. And it's been big to be able to build with you, bro, and hear and share, and hear you share some of the personal things you've been through, bro. Bro, continue on your journey. Stay motivated. Stay in the present. But still appreciate how far you've come. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Bro.
Nothing but
Peace
love.
and love, my brother. Yeah.
Love.
More love.
Yes.
If you enjoy this content, like and subscribe on this video. You heard the conversation between me and Ryeece. If you want to see more guests, bigger guests, continue to spread the message. This message is from my heart, and it means a lot to me. So like and subscribe. I'm the Therapeutic author, and I'm here to bridge the gap between the younger and older generation. Peace and love, yeah?